saluton, kaj bonvenin al la Trainwreck Podcasto, la sola podcasto tute en Esperanto. Mi estas via gastiganto Aidan.
I'm Trey.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Donovan.
Yes, and for those of you who do not speak Esperanto, welcome.
Not that
We're
there's that
inclusive.
many.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. I know I should have brought this up to you guys before we started the episode, but I think as like a marketing thing, not a gimmick. We're not a gimmicky show.
Not at all.
We should
Not at all.
Yeah, we should just start doing all of our episodes in Esperanto. We'll be the first and, as my knowledge, only podcast entirely in Esperanto.
Better idea.
I mean,
Let's
the
do it in
Esperanto
English
market
and
is booming
pretend
nowadays.
like we're doing it in Esperanto.
Entirely
Yeah.
in English, except for like some words.
That was
Yeah.
lovely Esperanto,
We're using-
Donovan. I didn't know you were fluent.
Yeah.
We're using an advanced form of technology where, like, it automatically translates whatever we're saying right now.
Yeah, let's
and
hope
so
they're not
we
broken.
cannot.
Yeah, we have Star Trek technology. We're actually all speaking in Esperanto, but you're hearing it in English because we're also cybernetic geniuses.
That's also why we can cure cancer. We can
Yes.
cure cancer. That is an established thing. We know how to cure cancer.
That is canon to the lore of this show.
And there's also a jellyfish demigod out there trying to murder us all. But that is a different situation entirely.
And other things. We are sponsored. We are sponsored by Corn Nuts, and Robert Pattinson is a close personal friend of the show.
We love the British. We love the British.
Love them.
We have
Hail
no
to the
problem-
Queen. Her reign will never end.
We have no problems with
And
the
you
British.
know what I
except for their
love
ugly
just
teeth.
as much as the British? Corn nuts.
Bust a nut. Okay, no, we already did this joke. We did this joke in a different episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, we're just bringing back all the running gags here on episode.
Eight.
Something.
Yeah, episode number 8. Yeah.
And there are no
Is this a
lost
clip show?
episodes. And there are
Yeah,
no
no
lost
lost
episodes.
episodes.
We
Wait,
have
is
None
this
of
a
them
clip
are.
show?
None of them
Or-
are haunted by the
Or
ghost
Jacob,
of Prince Philip.
Jacob, is this a clip show or is this potentially a season finale? It isn't,
That's a
but
good
we'll
question. Stay tuned
It
to
is
find
not.
out.
Yeah, stay tuned to the end where we'll figure out if this is a season finale or not. Anyway, somebody ask a fucking question.
Favorite weapon, historical or fictional?
Ooh, okay.
Or both. Give me both.
Mind
actually.
if I think I have an answer for this. For me, it's a bit basic, but forgot the name of it. Fuck.
As usual.
The swords in Halo.
The
things.
What is the
You know
name
what-
of I can what?
I'm pretty sure are they just
Yeah,
laser
I
swords?
used to know this. Shit.
Plasma blades?
No, they have a certain name. I can normally I'd be able to remember it, but just like for
We
some
can't
reason I'm
research
blanking.
it.
We can't research it. The laser swords from Halo. Do you have a favorite
Energy sword. Wait, no,
Energy
that's
sword.
not it.
No, I feel like that may be what it is.
Is it energy sword? It's probably energy
I
sword.
don't know. Anyway, do you have a favorite
But either way, like,
historical
it's-
weapon?
I
Just,
don't
like,
really have a favorite
throughout
historical weapon.
All right.
I can't really think of one on top of my head, but I like the energy sword because it is admittedly just kind of very similar to like the lightsaber. However,
it looks
I just
cooler.
feel like it kind of looks a bit cooler, and
It
plus
looks
I'm a big
objectively
Halo
cooler.
fan.
yeah.
Oh, and also one thing. This is kind of a bit of a non-specific one, but any sort of Kamen Rider / Super Sentai thing that's a gun that turns into a sword and or vice versa.
Gun sword.
Speaking of gun swords, I actually have historical and fictional. I'll do my fictional first because it segued nicely. But speaking of gun swords, literally any weapon from Ruby.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
But being specific, my favorite's probably Blake's. Her
Her
pistol
Uzi
katana
knives.
thing. Yeah. Whatever the fuck you want to call those. Those things are fucking awesome.
They are pretty cool.
Yeah, on top of just being cool, you can also use them to do really cool team attacks. throw your friends around.
And the fact that they are also grappling hooks. That's pretty cool.
Practicality.
Practicality is what we want in a weapon.
Mm-hmm. And my favorite historical weapon, it's a bit basic, but I appreciate its basicness. It's the broadsword.
That's fair enough. Broadswords are, like you said, basic, but a good, decent weapon. I'm actually planning on buying, not a broadsword, I mean, it's sort of a broadsword, but I really want to buy a claymore one of these days, just to hang it on my wall.
Yeah. Well, broadswords, I think a lot of people forget, and it annoys me whenever I see this in, like, a movie or something. Whenever a character starts fencing with a fucking broadsword. Like,
yeah.
That's not how you use that. That's a two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, Trey, how expensive is a claymore?
It is...
Not fucking claymore. It is a claymore. Damn it.
Yeah. It ranges a lot. It can go for, like... It depends on the quality of the sword that you want. It's like 80 to like 1,000. And I'm looking for something like 200-ish.
The only reason I asked this is because there's this wrestler in WWE right now. He enters out with a claymore sword, and he does use it occasionally.
Badass. That's
fucking
his
awesome.
name is Drew McIntyre. He's from Scotland, and he occasionally comes out.
Of course, he's Scottish.
That's why he uses a claymore. I mean, that's the reason I want to get.
His finisher is also
Scottish
named
heritage.
the Claymore.
That's pretty cool. I think
I'll show you an image of it afterwards, so you can see what I'm talking about.
I will start with my favorite historical weapon. I actually have two. So there's obviously the M32 rotary grenade launcher, just because of the thunking sound, just the thunk. It is a great sounding weapon. But my other favorite weapon, I don't know if I've talked about this before, I may have, is the trench gun. And just mainly because the history this gun comes with.
Is that like the old, giant machine guns?
No, the trench gun is one of the first few shotguns ever made. I know the name doesn't give that away.
The ones that got America in trouble.
Yeah, so this is an American-made gun, and the Germans have been trying to ban this
you've
weapon
been telling us about that
since World War I, and we still use them. It's been I don't know what year World War I is, if I'm being honest.
1914.
1914 to 1918.
It's been over 100 years, and we're still using these things because of how effective they were. Because, they're stupid. They've been... if the Germans have been trying to ban... The Germans were trying to ban them in World War II. The Germans had camps.
Hey, Germany? Germany, maybe you should get your priorities straight before you start complaining about war crimes. All right.
But that was their defense too. It's like these guns are causing cruel and unusual torture to the soldiers they kill. They had.
Well, they didn't have that in World War I. To be fair.
Yeah, but they did the same thing in World War II.
I can just imagine Hitler just being like, "That's not fair. Why do they get so cool shotguns?" And then just over on the side, he's, committing genocide.
The camps. Just
Goebbels running up to him, and he's like, Adolf, don't you think we're being a bit hypocritical?
But they are using the cool gun, and I want the cool gun. But if I can't have the cool gun, nobody can.
Screw you guys! I'm going to invade Russia.
That's all Hitler. Da 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 da.
Da.
Remember that sitcom where it was just
Yeah,
Hitler?
I was about to say.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like He's Back?
Honey, I'm home.
Yeah.
All honey, I'm home.
Yeah, he had Jewish
It's
neighbors
where
that he hated.
Hitler and his wife. Yeah, and the whole thing is waka waka. Hitler lives with Jewish neighbors. Ain't that wacky? Millions of people died.
I don't even think Mel Brooks would be able to make that funny.
Oh yeah,
I think he could.
Okay, the reason it's funny is just because of how insensitive it is.
Yeah, no, how horrible that is.
Because that's awful.
Well, have you actually? I've seen it. It's dog shit.
From what I heard, it was just boring.
Basic. Like, even as just, like, a basic, wacky sitcom thing, even ignoring the offensive shit, it's just...
even if you ignore Hitler.
Yeah, even if you ignore the Hitler bit, it's just a dog shit sitcom that's like, every other fucking one at the time, around the time.
Really,
I think
that's
because
where
one episode publicly available.
Because of the premise of it, I would have liked to see it go into like season 10 just to see what they would do at season 10.
Yes.
Hitler is
gets a son
teaming
by
up
the
with
end.
like Hitler's teaming up with resurrected Stalin to fight. I don't know.
His neighbors.
Mussolini. No, Mussolini's
Hitler,
back from the dead, and he
raises
wants
a
revenge for being treated like dog shit during World War II.
Oh,
During
well,
and after.
Maybe he shouldn't have switched sides midway through.
Mussolini sucked. Like
He did, but we forgive the Italians because they have good food.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, we've had this discussion before.
That's why we don't forgive Russia.
No, we haven't. It didn't happen.
No, we haven't. Didn't happen.
Oh, okay. Then we'll have it now.
We only exist in this podcast.
Oh,
well,
I
it
was pretty
theoretically...
sure I discussed it on the podcast.
Technically, we didn't.
Oh, yes. Okay, so let me walk you through it. And I remember why we didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
Never mind. I wasn't going to say something about British food. We love the British.
We love the British.
All right, Donovan, what's your historical/fictional weapon?
I want a flamethrower.
Flamethrowers are cool.
Yeah.
Okay, also, another reason why Germany was hypocritical, they invented the flamethrower, by the way. I think
really?
that's true. Don't quote me on that.
Sounds true.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
Come on,
it sounds like something they would do.
the flamethrower, it'd be the fucking Germans.
They invented the flamethrower at the same time they were complaining about the trench gun. The flamethrower, fire, by the way, recordedly one of the most painful ways to die, burning to death. They're complaining about the trench gun.
Really quick. How do we really know that? Because anybody who is burned to death, they're not telling us. They're not coming back and being like,
they're
hey,
very vocal about it.
God.
True, but
I am on fire.
True, but how many of them do you think while they were burning were going, this is, out of all the ways of death I've experienced, this is by far the most painful? No,
I mean, there's definitely burn victim survivors. Those are a thing, Aidan.
Yeah, I'm sure they've
voiced...
True, but how many burn victim survivors have also experienced other methods of death?
Should we
one
compare?
way to find out.
I'm just saying here, what are the odds that a burn victim survivor who has been burned severely enough to say that is the most painful thing in my life has also, like, for example, been nearly drowned or shot
is
or
apparently
stabbed?
kind of peaceful.
What are you talking about? Drowning's fucking horrifying. Drowning is horrifying. Trey, water fills up your lungs until the point where they either burst or you can't breathe.
True.
Yeah, that is awful.
Ladies
Drowning
and gentlemen,
is a terrifying way to go.
You ever been underwater, though? It's kind of peaceful.
Yeah, have you ever started drowning underwater, Trey?
Have you ever started drinking the water while you were down there?
Trey, have you ever
yes.
just taken, like, an inhale while you were down there? And, like,
Very
started
deep
drowning?
inhale.
It's okay. It's not horrible.
All right, we're gonna test this out. Someone get a towel.
ladies and gentlemen,
waterboard Trey.
if you at all have experienced burning and also
or
another
drowning.
form of torture, please DM us at the Trainwreck PC.
If
let us
you
know
have
about
been
that.
drowned,
So we can-
burned, shot, and any others,
If you've been
Please.
struck by lightning,
just might beat you.
strangled, stabbed,
having to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League.
let us know if you've been dropped off of a building.
Yeah, you know what? Falling off a building would be pretty bad because, like, you see it happening.
yeah, but you get to pretend to fly for a bit.
It's not flying; it's falling with style.
Yeah, no, falling to death, like, BoJack Horseman completely ruined the concept of falling to death for me.
It was appealing at first.
Yeah, no, it's appealing, and then you hear
I mean,
the view from halfway down, and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound so fun anymore.
I mean, like, I guess if the building was tall enough, there would be enough time for you to come to peace with the fact that you're about to die. But, like, for the most part, it's just, like, terrifying, I assume.
Do you think being mauled by, like, an animal is worse than burning to death?
I imagine it
know.
would suck.
See, but fire, okay, fire.
Again, how many burn victims have also been eaten alive by a bear?
But, like, if you look at it, fire does seem like it would be the most painful way to go out because, number one, it is extremely prolonged. It is, like,
Yeah,
death
but-
Yeah,
by
I think it
burning.
is. I think it is close between the two.
Here's the other thing that, you know, with fire, after a while, if you're burned intensely enough, you're gonna stop feeling it just because your nerve endings have been destroyed.
Yeah, at that point, you're probably dead.
Yeah, but that's also going to be
Fair.
horrifying.
That's probably when your heart stops. Just because of, like, the pure amount... Just because of the pure amount of pain, your heart would probably stop.
I'm just saying, given the choice between, if someone came up to me and was like, hey, Aidan, you're gonna die today, would you like us to build you a funeral pyre and just light you? Or would you like to be eaten alive by this pack of wolves? I'd honestly take the fire.
Would you?
I think I would. Yeah,
Because
fire.
with the wolves, there's a chance of survival.
Yeah, but the whole point is that you
Trey,
die at
Trey,
the end.
Trey, you're forgetting. I started this entire thing with you're going to die one of these ways. Which
Change
would you
your name.
prefer?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Kill
that's
the wolves, change
not-
your name, get a
not
new
how
identity.
that works. Nope.
I'm just saying, because
I don't think
also
this
with
is-
the wolves, you have to deal with the fact that you are watching yourself being torn open.
Yeah,
you're gonna
and
be
when you're
alive for
burning
a
to death-
while.
At least when
Okay.
you're burning, your eyes are gonna melt out.
Yeah, your eye...
Yeah.
Okay, that's another horrible thing. Your eyes are gonna straight out melt out of your face.
Well, now you don't have to
Who
look
knows?
at
Maybe
it.
maybe a good Samaritan will shoot you or stab you halfway through the burning, or at least
Yeah.
yeah, because that's what happens in most things I've seen where someone is burned to death. Like the hero does a mercy killing.
Well, the only
Where's
way
the
to test
option
this,
where
we're
you
gonna
get
need a
hung
lot
up
of
like a
wood
pin
and a
knot?
bear. How much does a bear cost?
Okay, guys, I got it.
Just go
We are
find
going-
one.
I got it. We are going. Let me walk you through it.
What
We're gonna
kind
shoot
of bear?
someone, then we're gonna stab them, then we're gonna nearly hang them, then we're gonna drop them off of a building, then we're gonna light them on fire, then almost drown them, and then we're gonna start feeding them to a bear, but like halfway through, like right before they're dead,
the bear.
we're just gonna ask, hey, which one of those was the most painful?
Or
I think
better
they're
idea,
already gonna be dead at that
better
point.
idea, so we don't have to ask them. Just have them rank it on a scale of 1 to 100 each every time we're finished.
Yeah.
All right, question: what kind of bear are we using?
All of
Grizzly,
them.
obviously.
We test out every
can
single
use-
one
Oh, okay.
to see which one hurts
'cause
the most.
I want to see what happens with, like, what was the one you were talking about? Polar grizzly?
Oh, growler bears?
Growler bears, yeah.
Roller bears.
Yes, all the strength of a polar bear and a grizzly bear fused into one murderous death machine,
Yes.
and they are able to reproduce.
Yeah.
So they're their own species.
What about
You know, let's break it down further. Try a growler bear, and then try a liger.
Let's just
What about
kill
a
them in every
bear
way.
with
Let's just
flamethrowers
almost
attached
kill
to
them
it?
in every way possible and see which one they hate the most.
Sorry, Jacob, what did
What
you just
would be
suggest?
worse, the growler bear or the liger?
what about like a bear with flamethrowers attached to it?
Oh, a
Now-
flaming growler
Like
bear.
guns.
Now we're getting creative.
Okay, and
Like,
what is,
why
what
guy-
is
why-
that?
like-
What is that riding on top of the growler bear? Oh no, it's a liger.
What about like Robo Bale?
And what
like
is
a
that?
robotic Bale?
And what is the growler bear also riding on? A Zamboni.
Oh no, and what's
he's-
that attached to the back of the Zamboni?
he's holding the-
A wood chipper.
And the liger is also holding an M32 rotary grenade.
Say
what's
goodnight,
that?
mate.
A dual barrel shotgun is attached to the front. And you're on the roof of the Empire State Building. There we go. We don't have to test them each individually now.
Fantastic idea.
That is
Another
my
great
that's my favorite historical weapon.
And we've tied it all back in. Okay. So, next question.
Next question.
I got one.
You got one.
Okay, so guys, this one requires a bit of setup. So,
Does it?
Planet Hollywood. Mars 2112, I think was the name of it. The Rainforest Cafe. What do they all have in common? They are part of
They're
the
all
weird
themed restaurants.
and wonderful legacy of themed restaurants. So,
There's a decapitated head in the bathroom.
yes,
too,
but
that
ignore
too.
that part. But so, guys, I'm thinking if we really want the Trainwreck brand to expand to a point where we have an
restaurant?
empire that has a hold over the world, we need to make
That
our
is
own
the plan.
themed restaurant. So,
Oh hell yeah!
let's build a
Put
themed
a
restaurant.
restaurant on a train track.
Okay. No. What I was
Not
thinking
on the train,
was we
on the
use-
tracks.
I was gonna say we use wait, not a fucking train thing. I got confused for a second. I don't know
What?
why.
What are we going to use, Jacob?
What are we gonna use, Jacob?
I thought we were. So I don't know why my mind, when I thought of train, I thought of a subway track. You know,
Yeah,
in this case,
this is
they're
good.
Two different things.
Okay, okay, I got it.
I mean, we could have a constant loudspeaker where it's just noise, like it's not music, anything. It's just all voices over again. On a
Okay, okay.
We just take multiple
like, it's a
episodes, put them on top of each other, and then just play it for a garbled mess.
We make people
Yeah, exactly,
pay
and you can
$100
make
to add
out
their
which one's
voice
your
to the
favorite.
noise.
Yes.
No. Okay, no, Trey,
Yeah.
even better. When you enter the restaurant, at every single table there is a podcasting setup. And we encourage our customers to record their own table cast.
All of them are Wii
There's
USB
little
mics.
mannequins displaying. There's little mannequins displaying all merchandise that's overpriced as all
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
And the entire thing is set up to look like it's just one giant train car, but inside the train car is just like bits and pieces of running gags from the show, including a giant chandelier that hangs above everyone in the shape of a jellyfish. Streamers dangling down.
Oh, they're gonna be
And they
animatronics.
just brush the... Hell yeah, there will be animatronics.
They're-
Jacob, even better.
Okay, hear me out. Hear
We're
me out.
the animatronics.
You know how Chuck E. Okay, no, hear me out. You know how Chuck E. Cheese has like the theater shit where the characters like do the music, and that's us. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a
There's gonna be-
representation of all the setups, so like there's a closet.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, there's
You
gonna
got
be
my trash mic.
Yeah, there's gonna be animatronic versions of us, and like every half hour, we're gonna do like a little 5-minute show.
That
All of the
And
waiters.
occasionally, the animatronics come running out to one table and just smacks all their food around and runs back because it's their birthday.
No, Chigger, that's what I was about to say. At our restaurant, if you tell us that it is your birthday, we will make sure you have a horrible dining experience. You're not getting free cake or free ice cream. We're just gonna be assholes to you.
And every time it comes on the
birthday
loudspeaker,
boy.
the announcer reveals some sort of embarrassing fact about you. Like, oh, here's John Smith. He's celebrating his 35th anniversary. He's been divorced 3 times.
Better watch out, lady.
sounds
no,
like
or
he's unlovable.
or just be like,
Watch out, number
little
4.
Donnie is joining us for his 12th birthday. Hey, babe. Hey, do all of you know this baby back bitch shat his pants in the 3rd grade? It was right in front of his crush, too. How embarrassing.
And I suggest every hour, just so people don't think, just like they don't get like their ego too high, we just run a train through the middle of the restaurant. Just if you're sitting in the
like-
middle, if you're sitting at any tables in the middle of the restaurant, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah,
That's
like
all.
every
It's
time
like
the
how the
train is about
Rainforest
to come through,
Cafe-
we lock the outdoors.
Yeah.
It's like how occasionally in the Rainforest Cafe, there's that one moment where all the animals go ape shit and you hear thunder. It's that.
And it's nightmarish. It's really quick in the Rainforest Cafe. That whenever that happened, the reason that I didn't like eating in the Rainforest Cafe when I was younger is because whenever that happened, that's a fucking nightmare when that happens. You're just eating your chicken nuggets, and then all of a sudden the apes are screeching at you, and there's just thunder and lightning, and they're just like, "Wah! Wah!" It's fucking nightmare.
You know we'll do that with real animals.
You know.
Wait, what's gonna be? Are we gonna like name all? Are we gonna name all food to like we name it to like certain things?
Jacob, we'll get to food in a sec, but Donovan, even better than just releasing animals into the restaurant, every hour we pretend like there's an actual emergency going on. So like every hour like alarms start going off and you see smoke pouring from the kitchens, and then like a staff member runs out and goes, "Flee! Flee for your lives!" And flames start shooting up from the floor.
And we also lock the doors for that.
Stunt actor.
The doors.
And
we hire a stunt actor to run through the restaurant on fire. He's just screaming horribly. No, and we tell him beforehand, we're like, look, you need to find the table with the youngest children, and you need to flop down in front of them and act like you have burned to death.
And then we send in like
Then we send in the growler bear to attack them.
Yeah. No, that's one of our animatronics. Just a giant, like, 20-foot tall growler bear.
That's our mascot.
No, and then we'll have two more stunt actors come in dressed like they're morgue workers, so we can take the body away.
Jesus.
And he has to interview the children.
Yeah.
We add those voices to the,
and also
the
the bathroom
sound system.
And also the bathroom needs to be a maze. It needs to be a maze.
Yes.
And it also needs to have the 24/7 music.
And there needs to be cameras to record someone who pisses their pants, so we can add that to the embarrassing facts list.
Okay, no, and we'll have sensors on the toilets, so whenever we sense that somebody is sitting down for a shit, they'll just hear like in the bathroom, they'll hear like a little voice go, "Oh, I see you're taking a shit. Let us help you with that." And they will just play the most horrifying screeching sounds.
and then when you're done, it's a pre-recorded voice of one of us saying, "Thanks for shitting."
No. And then when they walk back into the restaurant, it's another pre-recorded voice of us going, "Attention everyone, this man has just taken a shit. Make way for the grand
There's confetti and everything. There's confetti and everything, and some music
Jacob, we only have the confetti because we'll also have like our toilets be like the bowls will be weighted, so we'll have a record for who's taken the biggest shit.
We will announce the weight of their shit every time they come in. This man just took a 3-pound shit. That's a large one. Make way for the grand shitter. And if you get if you beat the record, you are escorted out of the restaurant.
No, you're given
with a t-shirt. With a t-shirt. You need a t-shirt.
And a paper crown. And a paper crown. And a little cardboard staff that's made out of the toilet paper rolls that just... Oh, and a cape made of toilet paper. We'll treat the grand shitter right.
But we'll still
before we throw them out.
What kind of what kind of merch will we have?
Just a white t-shirt with the logo on it.
It's made out of printer paper.
I was gonna say I survived the Trainwreck Podcast restaurant.
Yeah. No, we'll also be selling my signature oh
yeah, your saw.
Yeah, my signature saw.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like an actual saw blade.
Yeah, my signature saw. Trey, don't you know?
The one that he carries around constantly.
Yeah, my signature saw.
How am I not aware of this?
How are you not?
Trey, I carry a saw around with me everywhere.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. My signature saw.
Your signature saw.
His signature saw.
Don't you know my signature saw?
Maybe I know your signature saw. I don't know.
Yeah. That's
why I
also
got
a side
the
note.
blues.
So since we'll talk, I assume we're going to talk more about this at the end of the episode, but since we have a Discord, and there's a channel in that Discord for fan art, if you do decide to draw fan art of me, make sure to include my signature saw.
You don't want to know what happens if you don't.
Signature
Yeah.
saw. Well, you see
signature
the
saw.
signature saw in real life then.
Yeah.
And it won't be pretty. Anyway, Aidan, didn't you have a story to tell us about, like, the felony that you've committed?
Oh, the felony?
Wait, hold on. With the restaurant thing, going back to like
Yeah. Let's not jump around too much.
Yeah,
I got a lot of stories. I got the felony. I got the wolf cult, and those stories may or may not be told sometime on this show. Anyway, back to the restaurant. What kind of food are we serving here?
Well, going to like the non-murdery stuff, the waiters, while they're taking your orders, they just start talking about random topics for like 10 minutes before going back to taking the order.
We will ask them, like, hey, to your comfort level, but like try to make the patrons uncomfortable by disclosing personal details about your life that they don't need to know. So we'll just have like a waiter just be like, while he's taking the order, just be like, I got my girlfriend pregnant. Do you want the fries with that or the tater tots?
Oh, the chicken. I once fucked a chicken. It was a long story. I'm
Got
here to tell it, though. That's my job. So I was like...
Oh, what's that, pal? You want some milk? My dad left for some milk.
Oh, you want the lamb? Speaking of things that are underage.
Oh
no.
Oh my god, Aidan.
We will also willingly hire people who have gone to jail. And that's a good thing.
To a certain extent.
Exclusively hire people who have gone to jail.
No. To a certain extent, I will say, we are a family-friendly place. We will not hire kid diddlers.
We will, okay, just, all jokes aside, right now, this is 100% serious. Pedophiles are the worst human beings.
How can you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Anyway, continuing on, and again, 100% serious on that.
Yeah. If you're a kid diddler, stop listening to our show. Oh, God.
Trey, it sounded like you were setting up something there.
No, I was not setting up something
Okay.
there. No, this is an actual PSA. Don't diddle kids. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean...
Anyway, back to the restaurant.
So the food, what are we serving?
What kind of food?
I think we should do, like, an Americo,
British,
Euro,
wait,
Mexican, South American, Chinese, Japanese, Antarctican, Marsian.
We serve African food.
We're just gonna like put people through complete hell, and then they like read the menu, and it's just a show Mars.
No. The menu is a fucking short story. The menu is like 15 pages long. Small text.
So it's like the menu
no
for
pictures
fucking
of the
cheesecake.
food items.
And we don't.
So it's like the menu for the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
but longer. And then the waiter won't let you order. He will ask you, like, oh, did you read what's on page 13? You may like what's on page 13. He won't let you order until you've read every single menu item.
Yeah. No, we'll give you a little test to make sure that you have read the entire menu.
At the end of,
and you have to read it out loud every time.
Of course, our
your
signature dish will be the heart attack snack.
The heart attack snack. Call back.
That was like episode...
That was like episode 2.
I think
That
it
was our
2.
Christmas special.
No, that was 3. That's right. Yeah, it was 3.
It was the Christmas special. Right. Where we
Let me
made
see.
the most disgusting food item possible.
I actually saved a little recipe of mine for this has nothing to do with the podcast. I made up a drink a while ago.
Please tell me it just has like motor oil.
No. Let me find it. I have it saved here. I'll go through it with you guys. I think it's pretty good. Oh. Please tell me I saved it.
If it's
really
not flammable, then it's not drinkable.
Are we gonna sell the toe fucking or toe ducking, whatever it's called? I think it's called
toe fucking. What?
So like,
We will sell
you
both.
remember the tool.
Wait, is that the Cthulhu?
It's because like.
Is that the Cthulhu
Yes,
one?
it's like. Remember that
Oh, no,
one video
that's the tofu.
JonTron did
Yeah, that's the
of
tofu one. We need to serve the Cthulhu one where you put a squid in.
You put a squid into a turkey?
It's a few different ones, but yeah, they call it like the Cthulhu or something.
So a squid
That's beautiful.
into a duck, into a chicken, into a turkey?
Maybe.
Okay,
Every
yeah,
time
but,
you go to a restaurant, our recipes change, like, ever so slightly.
Yeah, no. Every single day. We'll actually, so like the menu's like 15 pages, but we're actually going to have 30 pages ready. So every single day we can just switch out a random number of them with their alternates. So you never really know what you're going to be able to order when you come to the Trainwreck restaurant.
We'll take polls too to make sure like what's popular so that we know which ones to take off.
Okay.
Yeah.
In another idea, we number each menu item, so like when we get people who come in again, if they ever come in again,
We switch the numbers.
So they'll have the number memorized. They're like, I want number 213, but we make sure to keep like there's a page with numbers that are there's like every page has an identical numbers, another page that has the identical numbers on it.
So we make sure to like.
Okay.
Thoroughly.
So it's a coin toss as to whether or not they're going to get the right dish if they order.
Each menu is personalized. It's different numbers for each one.
Hear me out. This is a bit late, but you know how some restaurants, they have like a little thing, they give you a number to tell for like what order, or, like, what
which
table
order you
Yeah.
Wait, so
instead
is
of doing
sit-down
something
restaurant
basic, we brand them like cattle.
Wait. Is this counter service or sit down?
No,
Yes.
it's sit down, but
down.
there's no
It's sit
chairs.
And
also,
you have to get your food yourself.
No. There is one table. There is one table, but here's the thing: if you decide to sit at that one table, it's a hibachi. So they will come out, and instead of ordering off the menu, you get whatever our hibachi chef decides to cook.
Oh,
We have another table with chairs, but it's right in front of the roller bear cage.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. All the chairs that are on the train track, all the tables that have chairs, all the rest of the tables that have chairs are on the train track.
And they have seats.
Wish it would just like have text where it goes. They're watching you. They're laughing at you.
Every hundredth
dance,
meal,
monkey, dance.
every 100th meal that we make, we put shrooms in it so the wells actually start to bend.
No, and above the restaurant, we're gonna have like a giant pane window that looks like it peers into an office, and we'll have it set up like so. There's like a silhouette of us like walking back and forth, like we are constantly watching all of them.
And we occasionally point to somebody and say, "Yes, execute them."
We point,
yes,
and then
spit
our
in their
shadows,
food.
Our shadows just kind of like scratch our chins and like
Start writing down on clipboards and we walk away.
Yeah.
walk away.
And
This is going to last about 3 months.
Every 100th customer we put shrooms in. Every 1000th customer, we will make an announcement. We'll be like, this is our 1000th customer. We will pull them to their feet and we will shove them into my closet. What happens to them in my closet? Not even we're sure, but when they come out, they are a changed person.
We just know it happens.
You also,
Aidan, you're probably the only person that can survive that closet.
you also have a random chance of one of the waiters just like putting like a small bag of Coke in your pocket.
No, and the cops stop you on the way out, and you're like, "This isn't mine."
The 3,000 the 3,000th customer. They give another huge celebration, but they just tell him to leave, and he can't go in.
Okay.
Okay,
That's your
idea.
3,000 customer.
Entire restaurant with VR headsets.
That's
Oh my
horrible.
God.
We,
I think
we
that's
can
what
make
he
them
will,
see
to be
whatever we
honest.
want.
That just
Okay.
all heads floating around them, judging. Just all heads floating around them, judging them individually. Like we shit on their choices of food.
Okay, alright, I have a name. I have a name for our restaurant, alright?
Alright.
The Trainwreck Podcast presents the Trainwreck Restaurant, a podcasting eatery from hell, based off Trainwreck Podcast, episode number 8, title pending.
So that's going to be like
Featuring-
the full title on top of the building.
Yeah, featuring the Growler Bear. Sponsored by Corn Nuts.
Yes.
Sponsored by Corn Nuts. Because we are sponsored by Corn Nuts. That's a real
Man,
thing.
that must be one hell of a name.
How about like everything they try to order, we just tell them like we're running low on that,
We're running low
and we
on
just
that.
we just like bring everyone onto like one dish.
Yeah. No,
We just tell them no.
That'd honestly be horrible, because we have this 30-page menu, but we're only serving them plain noodles. Plain noodles.
Uncooked. They're just the dry sticks.
Yeah. We've buttered them. But
buttered them, but they're just...
Butter
they're not
them.
cooked.
It's still the butter's still frozen.
you can choose to put Parmesan on them if you so choose.
And we will just put a block of ungraded Parmesan.
It may be crack.
And maybe...
It's in the shape of a smiley face.
And of course, to make up for this, it's going to be one of those restaurants where like you don't pay for the menu you eat, not the menu you eat, for whatever menu item you eat. We just make you pay like a flat fee of $70 to enter the restaurant, and that covers everything.
Yeah.
we would have to make them sign something. Just throwing that out there. We would have to make them sign something so they don't sue us.
Okay,
That does actually solve all of our legal problems.
Instead of the facade of the Kingdom of Suck, it's like the most kind and welcoming place ever. We have a really nice, lady from North Dakota or something operating the desk. She's like, okay, now unfortunately, before you go into the restaurant, we're gonna have to have you sign some waivers. She's like really disarming, really friendly. Then as soon as your signature is on the paper, she pulls it back. She gives you an evil smirk, and she just throws the door open and screams, "Welcome to hell!" Fire shoots up.
She just screams into the restaurant, "We got another one, boys!"
Now the
I
room
was
starts
gonna
shaking.
suggest- I was going to suggest that to get to the actual restaurant part where you sit down and you see it's a roller coaster.
No, because that would be too much fun.
Yeah. No. You think you're gonna
It's
ride
one
a
of
roller
it's a
coaster,
shitty roller coaster.
and no, Jacob. You think you're gonna
Slow
go on a
ride.
roller coaster, and then right before you go up like the big hill to drop down for like the first big drop on this like epic loop de loop, everything. It turns out there's actually a secret compartment, so you just go down like very slowly, and then you just stop at the station.
Yes.
And the music and all voices are still somehow blaring out. Now, how do you get out of the restaurant?
You don't.
You don't.
Not?
There's no
We
exits.
have skeletons on our walls, and a lot of people think, oh, those are very cool decorations.
They're
Okay,
not.
so the train that periodically passes through the restaurant, you have to see if you can like jump on it as it's moving.
Yeah, no, that's the only way out.
That's the only way out.
That's actually...
Yeah, well, and here's the thing.
The entrance to the restaurant is a hatch in the ground.
There is no quid pro quo. There's no, trick here. We will respect you enough if you jump onto the, onto the train, that if you manage to survive that, you'll be let out.
We'll even give you a free shirt. because like you earned it, buddy.
We might. Don't get your hopes up.
It depends on
like
on whether or not they're in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that completes
Who has
that.
another question?
That was a horrible restaurant. Why would we? We're horrible people.
It can make money.
It can make money. No,
Have you seen what is it? The heart attack something?
Oh yeah, I've seen the.
Yeah,
I've
the
seen
heart
that. I
attack
know what
grill.
you're talking about.
The heart attack grill. Yeah. Yeah, they can do what they do there. So.
I mean, if like David Copperfield never got his restaurant off the ground.
Who's
There
that?
was gonna be a David Copperfield one.
I mean,
there was gonna be a David
Mark
Copperfield
Wahlberg got his
like
restaurant off the
themed
ground.
one.
The Wahlburger.
The WWF had their own one because of course they fucking did.
Look, a lot of people who don't have a restaurant deserve to have a restaurant, and a lot of people who do have a restaurant don't deserve it.
to have a restaurant.
Like imagine
Looking
the John
at-
Wayne Gacy one.
Oh.
Let's not talk about John Wayne
Imagine.
Gacy. Hey, Jacob, can we just make like a ground rule here on the podcast?
Oh.
Let's not have in-depth discussions on John Wayne Gacy or Jeffrey Dahmer. Ted Bundy's all right.
Why is Ted
All
Bundy
right, I have
alright?
clipped that. Thank you.
Jeez, is this gonna? Are we just gonna have like a clip
Trey,
show
shoot
at
us
one
with
point
another
that's-
question.
I don't have another question.
What do you mean?
Jacob,
What do you mean you have only one?
Sure, I'll ask one.
I swear to God, if
okay,
it's
so Comic-Con's a thing, and other cons, what would you
Yeah.
cosplay as?
Clone Commando. It's the only thing I would ever cosplay as. Clone Commandos
Okay.
are badass.
I would cosplay as myself because
just
aren't we just a group of funny wacky characters when you get down to it?
We are the main characters of Earth.
John
Yeah,
Wayne
yeah.
Gacy.
I
See, the problem is, I had another question, but I forgot it.
See, this is why you write them down. I've written my questions down.
Why don't you ask another one then?
Why don't you ask another one?
Okay. All right, guys. I just got off the phone with God.
Did
You know, him and I are pretty
Yeah,
close.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
And God has told me he will wipe out the earth if we do not create a new animal right now.
Give
to
it wings.
build an
It
animal?
needs wings.
We have to
I
build
think
an
we
animal.
already did
Sounds
that earlier with
familiar.
the weapons.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, well, no,
this also sounds
that was a
familiar.
weapon,
Did we
Don.
That
do
was a
this
weapon,
before?
not an animal.
That was a weapon
Right.
that combined two already existing animals.
Yeah,
Dragon
wasps.
wings.
God.
Wasps are already a thing, and they're a weapon.
Okay, but like it needs dragon wings.
Okay, yeah, big ass dragon wings.
Dragon wing, tentacles. Like it's got like a squid type thing going
Are we
on.
just gonna make
Yeah.
Cthulhu?
But it's,
Maybe.
but it's the size of an elephant. All right.
All right,
Cthulhu,
No,
but
bigger.
it's like the size of like a chihuahua.
that would be horrifying.
Can it play music?
Oh no
Can't play
Okay,
music.
no.
It plays the
Speaking-
horrifying.
Oh, it's like Stitch, where he puts his nail on a vinyl record and it starts coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a land mammal the size of a blue whale with the aggression of a chihuahua
And dragon wings.
and dragon wings.
And shark
But
arms.
it can't actually fly. The dragon wings are just for show.
No, it can fly. Flying makes it
Are we sure it
scarier.
can fly?
You can't run away from it.
Also,
It can
I think
also
it
just
should
create
breathe
smoke.
fire. Guys, I think we've just made a dragon.
Yeah, we just
We
made
just
a
made
really
a
annoying dragon.
We just made it.
It's like that
yeah, we
one
just made
bit
a
from
dragon.
30 Rock where they try to build a microwave, but they end up building a car.
But they just make a car.
My friend
Yeah,
Cohen
it's
can
like-
make
it's
his
just
mouth
that bit.
smoke just out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that's. I know a few people who can do that.
Yeah, no, he just like moves his mouth around,
it's weird.
opens his mouth, and there's just smoke.
Yeah, it's really weird. I've seen it before. It's like one of my camp counselors back in like 3rd grade could do it.
Okay, guys, hear me out. We take Cthulhu, all right,
All right.
Yeah.
and we shrink him down to the size of like a shrimp.
A shrimp. All right.
Okay, all right,
He still has all his powers, though.
and we multiply him by 1,000,000.
just millions of tiny Cthulhus. Just
a swarm of tiny Cthulhus.
Just flying
now,
at
that
you.
begs the question. Can you kill, fry, and eat Cthulhu?
Nope. No, you cannot.
Nope.
Oh.
Cthulhu is,
I wanna
like,
see what
immortal, right? Okay.
What does Cthulhu taste like?
Probably,
What does Cthulhu taste
calamari.
Yeah, that's
What
like.
if we were to just cook them and
Oh fuck!
and
I
eat
can
'em?
go for some calamari.
I could go for some Cthulhu right now.
I had some
Yeah,
cauliflower.
yeah.
I had
You know,
some
let's
calamari
let's
last
go,
night
guys. After the podcast, let's go kill Cthulhu.
and eat them.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! I want some.
We can
you know what?
serve his calamari in our restaurant.
You know
I
what?
mean,
I'd
he
say-
is sleeping right now
Exactly.
anyway, so we can get him while he's sleeping.
Yeah, we'll just gank him.
Do you guys know where he lives?
Yeah.
Somewhere at the
he
bottom
lives
of the
in
ocean.
he lives on a non-Euclidean island somewhere in the Atlantic.
Isn't he under the water?
How are we gonna get to that?
Well, first we need to wait for his call to awaken, some shit with artists or whatever. I forget exactly what happens in the Call of Cthulhu. It's mostly
weird.
just a lot of racist stuff, honestly. Because you guys know
Yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft.
H.P.
Oh yeah,
Lovecraft.
no. H.P. Lovecraft was extremely
His cat.
racist.
You seen his
His
cat?
cat.
Yeah. Let's not talk about his cat.
Let's not talk. We don't like. We're
Let's
already
spend the
getting
next 10
demonetized.
minutes talking about H.P. Lovecraft's cat.
H.P. Lovecraft was a very even like a lot of people try to defend him and they're like, oh, for his time, and I'm like, for his time he was also very racist.
He was much more racist than most people.
He was, and on top of being racist, he was also really classist. So it wasn't just people who weren't white that he hated. If you were one of the poor whites, he also hated you.
He just seems like he just didn't like people altogether.
Well, yeah, because
That could just be attributed to just not liking people.
Yeah, to borrow a quote from Overly Sarcastic Productions, H.P. Lovecraft was a bundle of issues shambling around in the vague approximation of a person. Because let me walk you through some shit about H.P. Lovecraft. On top of the racist and classist stuff, he was basically terrified of literally everything that wasn't his idyllic New England home. So, like, he had to live in New York City for a bit, and he hated every second of it. It was horrifying.
To be fair, it is New York City.
It is New York.
Yeah, no, he lived in an apartment.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
horrified.
Yeah.
He immediately left home. He was also scared of the ocean.
I don't blame him.
He never properly learned math or science because he had, quote unquote, too delicate a constitution for it. So basically, which is really funny because when you read his shit, it just reeks of like someone who doesn't understand very basic science and math concepts. Like I mentioned, Cthulhu's on an island full of non-Euclidean geometry. And here's the thing with something that's non-Euclidean: it just means normal geometry that's on a globe. So it's just bendy shapes, and he was like, how horrifying.
I thought non-Euclidean geometry was like it doesn't abide by normal laws of geometry. So like, say you walk into a corridor and like there's a door going down and like it's basically a space that another example is a room that does not fit in like what it's contained in.
It might be that. I don't know. I just know that that's a big plot point of Call of Cthulhu.
I'm
Anyway,
pretty sure
H.P.
it's just
Lovecraft-
anything that isn't flat.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
what
like
I thought. It was.
rounded
Yeah.
things.
Anyway, H.P. Lovecraft also, he was so horrified by the invention of the air conditioner that he wrote an entire horror story about it. I'm not kidding, it's called Cool Air. And he, when he first found out that there were, so everybody knows how the visible light spectrum works. We can only see a small amount of light.
Yeah.
And as soon as H.P. Lovecraft found out that there was colors that human beings could not see, you want to know what he did? He went out and wrote a horror story about it called The Colors from Outer Space. So, yeah.
God damn. So,
I mean, it is creative, I guess.
Yeah, he was very...
Yeah.
He was
very creative.
Creative
he
and
was
nothing
very creative
else.
and very racist. Seriously, if you read Call of Cthulhu, like he makes a point to mention how all of the cultists in Call of Cthulhu are very not white.
So
did make an interesting.
You guys know
mythology,
Bruce Lee?
though. What?
Yeah, everybody knows
You guys know
Bruce
Bruce
Lee.
Lee?
Yeah, I think I know him.
Okay. So out of curiosity, if there were, who would win a fight between 2 half-sized Bruce Lees and 1 full-sized Mike Tyson?
I mean, Tyson wins.
Yeah.
I was
Tyson
gonna
wins.
say
There's
Bruce Lee's
in the
have a
series
gun.
Better Call Saul, there's actually a conversation about who would win between Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali. And I'm just going to defer to Mike Ehrmantraut on that one, Muhammad Ali. So, boxer beats martial artist. The end.
Yeah, martial
What
arts
if one
are
had
cool.
a gun?
Well, yeah, then that one would fucking win. Then what's the point of the fight,
That
Jacob?
would change the fight. Yes.
That's
That-
like
that would
bringing
change it.
flame. That's like
Exactly.
bringing
Jacob,
flamethrowers
Jacob.
pistols at midnight.
Jacob, if I was like, who would win in a fight between you and Bruce Lee if you had a gun? Jacob, you would win.
You would win. You would
You're the
Unless
one
you-
with the gun.
Unless you missed.
Yeah.
Which is entirely likely.
Then Bruce Lee might win, but...
It's like bringing a pistol to a knife fight, except the person doesn't even have a knife.
No, it's like you're like, we're going to fight at the playground after school, and like the kid shows up, and you just pull a fucking pistol on him.
You pull a fucking Glock at it, and you're fucking, alright, fuck.
No, call an ambulance, but not for me.
Did you guys see that video that I sent it to the chat where the Green Goblin is in New York City?
Oh,
Yeah, it
I
was
saw that. on
someone
Twitter.
flying on a bed of drones, and they looked like the Green Goblin. Just
I mean,
They
right
said
in
the age of heroes would never come again.
right in the center of like Times Square is just someone flying on a platform of drones.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not kind of surprised. I'm not that surprised.
It is New York.
It is New York.
It's a hell of a
It's
town.
New York, and also maybe I just become desensitized.
A year ago, the rats were having a war in New York, so anything can happen.
I
Why why aren't there like illegal rat fights like how they were like cockfights?
I
There
want
probably
illegal
are.
I guarantee
fights.
there is.
I like Filthy Frank's idea of illegal crawfish racing.
Thank you for listening to another wonderful episode of the Trainwreck Podcast. Now, you should follow us on our Twitter at Trainwreck PC, right? That's the Twitter.
Yeah,
you're getting it.
that's
Yeah.
the Twitter handle.
Where
Yeah,
you
Trainwreck PC.
you can send us questions because pardon the train pun, but we're running out of steam.
You can also send us that on the Discord server.
Yes, we have.
Which will be linked in the description.
I think I put it in there, yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway, now
Also,
at the end
did
of
you
all,
like the graphic that I made for this episode? Look at that train spin.
Look at that.
oh look
Look
at
at-
that!
look at it- look at it
that.
go.
Such a good train.
It
Yeah,
sure
I made
can
it-
spin.
I made it in Blender in a day.
It sure can't
let's
spin.
just-
Look at it go. It's just.
Look at it go.
Anyway, so
It does its
At
job
the-
so well.
at the end of all of our episodes, after we've asked ourselves the important questions, we ask a question to you. And this week's question is, would you like to work at the Trainwreck restaurant? That's our show. Thank you for listening.
Applications below.
Yeah,
Jacob, you interrupted my... Donovan, take Jacob out back and shoot him.
got it. I was gonna do that
God
already.
fucking damn it again.
That's our show. Thank you for listening.
Get
and
over
always
here, Jacob.